dance. It had to be that one, didn't it? Into the trenches. That's it, brilliant. Okay, so you're ready now? You're all sorted? Okay. Right there. Now I've got that one, I'm going to have to eat it, aren't I?
Blow out!
Blow it out! That's a better idea, isn't it? Yes, blow it out. A little bit of that. There we go, thank you, sir. Now, I'm going to need you. Come just stand to the side, I'm going to need you to hold it again, so I need fire for later on. Right then, come on in, sir. You're welcome to come onto the stage. Okay, I'm just going to run over there and scare people. And then I'll be straight back. Okay? All right, here we go. Run! Scare that people! Close to the camera. Come down here, fire and stories. Down at the stage, down here. You're up there, you're in the wrong place. Come down here. Fire and stories. That's what we like. Here we go. Okay, well, everything's wet.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go. A little bit of fire. Okay. Oh. Anybody else cold around here? 3 fingers out. Toast your fingers. Nice bit of warmth. It's good, isn't it?
No.
Proper nice warmth, that is.
Don't drink the rest. Okay, don't stop.
Nobody brought the marshmallows though, did they? Hey?
What?
Nobody brought the marshmallows. It is nice, isn't it? Should we just stand there and gather around the fire? Forget the show. Let's just stand around the fire. You're welcome to come on the stage, or you can stand up there. I really don't mind. Here we go. Okay. This particular show today, ladies and gentlemen, is the greatest juggler that ever lived. I have done my juggling show. I will be doing my main fire and pyrotechnic show with special effects. That needs a woo. Woo. Okay. Because that's got special effects in and explosives and things. That'll be at 7:15 right here. So this isn't a fire show at all. In fact, there's no fire in this show at all. Nothing. Okay, right, you might just want to stand a little bit further to the side there, sir. So I might hurt myself or you. Here we go. A little bit like that, a little like that. Good, isn't it? Should we go a little bit faster? Can I hear you?
Yeah.
A little bit faster? A little bit faster? A little bit faster? Ho! Hey! How about that? Now, we're going to need fire because we're going to do some fire breathing at the end when I tell you about the dragon. Okay, but just for the moment, I'm just going to put that to the side in that man's hand there. Okay, sir. Now, you see that banner there? That's flammable. So, you can stand back in the middle just there, sir. Everybody there can look at your bottom. Which is great. Right, we'll warm up again in a minute, but in the meantime I'm going to start the show. Anybody know how our story begins? Once upon a time. Are you sitting comfortably? Yeah, then we shall begin. This story was set quite a long time ago, but if you imagine the fact we're in medieval times, it wasn't that long ago. It was a chap called Giuseppe, and he was a little orphan boy. A little orphan boy. He had no mummy or daddy. Oh, poor Giuseppe. Now, he came from a little village in Italy, a long way away. And so it was that he used to, because he had no mummy or daddy, he used to go around begging for food and drink. And there was one particular restaurant owner that loved Giuseppe. He thought he was a lovely little boy, and he let him come to the restaurant back door at the end of the day, and there he would give him some bread and water and maybe a slice of cheese if he was really lucky. But this couldn't go on forever. That was the one way of keeping him alive. But what happened one day was that the circus came to town. In those days it was called a travelling fair and not a circus. And it came to town, and there were strange people in the circus. Now, the restaurant owner turned round to Giuseppe and he said, "Did you know that the fair takes poor little girls and boys and children who've got no mummies and daddies, and they can go and join the travelling fair. How's your arm, sir? Yeah, all right. Oh, it's quite nice and warm here. And so it was that Giuseppe thought that he might go and join the fair. Off he crept towards the fair. He got to the top of the hill where he could see the fair down in the valley down there. And he looked at it. And he saw. What did he see? Can anybody think of anything you might see at a fair or a circus? What might you see at a fair or a circus? Slot machines. Not in this day and age, sir. Not in this. What might you see at a circus or a fair? Children, that's right. That's right, you might see children. You might also see people that performed. What might you see? Clowns and stilt walkers on great big legs. And there was jugglers, and there was all sorts of amazing people that were there. And Giuseppe looked down, and he saw one man with a big black beard that used to go in and out of what seemed to be the nicest caravan. And he thought he must be the boss. But he looked big and huge, and he wasn't quite... Come on in. Come and join in. There's plenty of room on the stage. And we'll do a bit more fire in a minute, and we'll get warmer and everything. Fire breathing at the end. You know, you'll get proper warm if you come over here. Okay, come and join in. And so it was that he thought, oh, that man is too big and scary. And so the first time that Giuseppe saw the circus come to town, he wasn't brave enough to go to the circus and ask for a job. In fact, no, he didn't. But he watched, and he watched, and he watched on top of the hill all night long. And he watched. And the next night, and the next night. And there was one particular performer that he liked more than all the others. And he had things like these. So what was he? No, he was a clown. I think if the adults don't get it, then I'd be quite surprised. A juggler! He was a juggler, that's right. He was a juggler. Now, Giuseppe loved that, so he ran back. He can come on the stage if you want to get out the dry, get out the wet. You want to. There's space over here, we'll be doing fire breathing at the end so you can get warm. You can go on the edges, you can move down there. Yeah. If you're too slow, we'll use your sacrifice. Okay, that's it, come on in. They're running away, you see, in and out. Hey, I'm going to spend most of the time bringing you in and out, aren't I? I feel like a port master. Okay, here we go. And so it was that Giuseppe ran back to the town square and he picked up 3 stones. Now he painted those 3 stones 3 different colours, just like those 3 balls there, like that. And then he tried to juggle. He took one ball and he threw it from one hand to another hand. From one hand to another hand. He could do it. Hurrah! He took his second coloured stone and he started to juggle with it. Up and down. Up and down. If you do it like that, you're doing it wrong. If you're doing it like that, you're doing it right. And Giuseppe watched and he knew how to juggle. So he took the 3rd stone and he started juggle. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 1, a 2, a 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Day and day, night and night, week after week, Giuseppe juggled with those 3 stones until one day the restaurant owner that had given him the bread and the food to keep him alive saw him and he said, Giuseppe, why don't you come to my restaurant and in the evening you can entertain my customers, and in return I won't just give you bread and water and maybe a slice of cheese, I'll give you a slice of beef and maybe some milk and some nice things. Well, he couldn't refuse that, could he? And so it was that Giuseppe went to the restaurant every evening. And so you're welcome to all come in and join.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can you just make sure that you keep a nice distance, right?
I think if that burns anybody, we'll be lucky. In fact, it's got out. Yeah. Okay. That was, yeah. We're only going to do one little bit of fire right at the very end. If that's all right.
Okay. Just keep them close to you and safe.
No problem. The fire stays behind me, you stay that way. How about that? Hey, you know this man is? Hey, he's a very good man. That's Windbag the Piper. I think we should have a round of applause for Windbag the Piper. Yeah, he's great. Here's Bobby. There we go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, come on, come on. All right, here we go. Okay, so it was that he went to the restaurant every evening, and there he would juggle for the customers. Round the tables he would go. Oh, a little bit of a ball here. Watch the yellow ball, he said. Over the top, over the top, over the top. Are you watching closely? He went round the restaurant from one table to another. He said, watch the orange ball. It went underneath. It went underneath. It went underneath. He kept going round the restaurant, round the tables one by one. He said, watch the green ball. It goes in the middle, in the middle, in the middle. Just like that. Giuseppe was starting to become quite a good juggler. Oh, he was. But time goes by quite quickly. And the very next year... Are you all right, Mr. Taylor? All right. You're a good lad there, sir. Hey, getting the best view you are. And so it was that a year later the circus came back to town. And by this point Giuseppe was ready. He was ready. And he took his 3 little stones and he marched towards that circus with purpose and conviction. He walked all the way up to what he knew was the boss man's caravan. There, the man with the big black beard. He went rat-a-tat-tat on the door. Creaked the top half of the door open. Out came the face with the big black beard. Yes, he said, bellowing at the little boy. What do you want here? Giuseppe was a little frightened at this point, but still, with braveness, he carried on. Sir, he said, with his knees a-trembling, I can juggle. Juggle, he said. I don't believe it. So Giuseppe took out his 3 little stones from his pack, and he started to juggle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. He tried to do a trick, and another trick, and underneath. But halfway through doing the tricks, the ringmaster turned round to him and said, Juggle? That's not juggling. I've got far better jugglers than that. Be gone from me. Be out of here. Stop wasting my time. Poor little Giuseppe. An orphan boy with nowhere to go. Please, he begged. Please, he said. I'll do anything. Please. I've got no mummy or daddy. I've got nowhere to go. Please let me stay. Give me a job. Well, he scratched his head. Oh, he said, I don't know about this, he said. Well, if you'll do the jobs that nobody else will do, will you do the smelly jobs? Will you clean up after the horses? Pooh, like that, and do all the horrible jobs that nobody else wants to do? Well, he thought about it for a minute. But yes, he said, I will do anything you want. If you will just take me into the circus, I will do whatever you want me to do. And so it was that the man that would become the greatest juggler that ever lived had joined the circus. Now, years go by, time moves on, and what Giuseppe did now, whenever he had a spare moment, whenever he wasn't doing the horrible jobs of cleaning out the horses and doing all the horrible things, he would run behind the marquees, and there he would practice. He would juggle. He would do the best tricks he could. He started doing round in big circles like that. He would do crossover tricks like that. He started even to use more juggling balls. He started to use 4 juggling balls, 5 juggling balls, 6 juggling balls. Years went by, and Giuseppe started his advancement to the greatest juggler that would ever live. I am not the greatest juggler that ever lived. Giuseppe was, so I can't do what he can do. But I can tell you the story. As time went by and Giuseppe continued to practice, Giuseppe didn't just have 3 balls anymore, or 4, or 5, or 6, or 7, or 8, or 9, or 10. He had 11 juggling balls, all going at the same time. And then one day, when he didn't realise that everybody was watching him behind the marquee, there was the stiltwalkers, there was the clowns, there was the ringmaster himself, watching him practice behind the tent. And he never saw them, because all of a sudden his hands started going faster and faster, higher and higher went the balls. 11 of them in total, higher and higher, faster and faster, all multicoloured going into the air, and it looked like there was a rainbow being created in the sky with all the colours melding together in the sky. So high, so fast the balls went, and just as the rainbow appeared in the sky, he took one golden juggling ball and he threw it high into the sky. For a moment it was like a sun hovering above a beautiful rainbow in the sky. Believe it. And as he turned round, there was the clowns, there was the jugglers, there was the ringmaster, their mouths on the floor. They had never seen a trick like it in their entire life. Wow! Wow, they said. Wow! And the ringmaster, Giuseppe, he said, that was brilliant. And so it will be that from now on you will be in the show. You, in fact, are so good now that not only will you be in the show, you will be the finale to the show. Wow. At this point we'll take a little break. Would we like a little bit of something else? Should we do a bit of juggling just for a second? No, shall we? Okay, here we go. Very quickly. Who's going to volunteer? Who's going to volunteer? Okay, you've got to be brave and stupid to volunteer. Okay, so put your hand